This is Bookie for Good Eve. So today, what can you expect from me? I want to talk about some of those things, you know, it happens to us, that I bought when I was having my babies that, whoo, they were just a waste of money. Honestly, it's just that, you know, we can't go back in time. So I'd like to hear from you also. What were some of the things that you bought? And I'm sharing this information for young moms, sometimes moms who are having children and haven't had children for a while. You took a long break, or it was a divine break. And so just to remind you of some of these things that just save your money, save your time, save your stress, be at peace, they are not necessary. Now, the first thing that I'd like you to think about that I got, now this is about me specifically, you know, is I want you to hit that subscribe button. Hit it. It will add value to you. It's not like these things I'm going to tell you about that you should not buy. And then I also want you to like, and I want you to comment, and I want you to share. There are other young moms out there or new moms out there that need to benefit from this information, right? So just help me, because you know this YouTube algorithm is not my friend. It's not helping me, but you can help me. All right, let's get down to the discussion. So it was many years ago. I felt like a young, fresh damsel, and I was with child, and I was so excited. So this was my second pregnancy, and it was, you know, going quite well. And so it was time to buy certain items. I wanted to make sure my baby was ushered to life in style. And so I bought a lot of stuff. But there were about 6 items that I really found very little use for, or I didn't get very good use out of. And they took up space, because all this baby stuff, some of it's pretty bulky. They took up energy, mental energy. I was always worried. I was always trying to get the best use and total use out of them. And some of them, it was just not possible. And so that's what I want to share with you today. So the first item I'm going to talk about is low quality baby clothes. You know what I'm talking about. You see a gorgeous baby, but the onesie on their body is discolored. Is that baby blue or gutter blue? I'm not sure what I understand. Is that blue or brown, or what color is that? It's because it's low quality. It stretches, the neck is down to its waist. You just can't understand. And you as a mom, you don't even enjoy using those things. You use them once or twice. By the time they're washed, they're a wash. They're pretty much not useful. Now you may continue using them, which I found because I had a nanny who also at some point helped me to look after my baby. But I found there was a real struggle with getting her to use the quality items, because I did have quite a few high quality clothes items. And what she would do is that she would save the good quality baby clothes for a special occasion. Sorry, a 3-month-old baby will not be able to wear 3-month-old clothes in a year. Let him wear the good quality stuff now. Even she had a sense for these were the lower quality ones, so she'd let him wear those around the house, and then the good quality ones she would save for church. Your baby is 3 months old. If he's wearing 3 months to 6-month-old clothes, that's about 3 months. That's 12 Sundays. Sorry, he's not going to get very good use out of your good quality clothing items if he only wears them 12 times. Let him wear them every day. If I could do it all over again, I would only buy good quality clothing items, high quality. And yes, it costs a little bit more, sometimes a lot more, but then I wouldn't have bought so many. I don't need 50 onesies for 3 to 6 month-year-olds. If I just have 10 or even 6 really good ones, just enough to be able to, you know, sometimes babies poop twice a day, so you have to change them like 2-3 times a day. And I was doing my laundry every 3 days, and this would dry. I don't need more than 10 at most. That's what I would have done. And it would save me so much of my drawer space, because my drawers were full of all these baby clothes and baby's items. And half of them were really, to be honest, quite crappy. So, new moms, save yourself, and dads too. Save yourself this money. Just buy a few good quality items. Thank me later. Send the thank you. Put them in the comments. Thank me later. The second thing I would talk about are baby products. So I just assumed, I'd heard when I was a child, my mom used Johnson baby products. And this is no slight on Johnson's baby products. Please, I am not selling any product and I'm not disparaging any product. But baby skin is very, very sensitive. And I found with my children, they had a very strong negative reaction to Johnson's baby products. And the mistake I made was Johnson was having some kind of sale. So I bought enough baby shampoo, baby wash, which baby wash can be used for shampoo. That's another waste. Baby oil. I bought everything Johnson for a year's supply. I never used those products. I eventually gave them away. My children used them and they got terrible, what do you call this? Cap. What do you call it? Something cap. Cradle cap, or basically they got these rashes and the skin would flake off, and it was really quite traumatic to see. And I found with my children, they did better with more traditional things like just using water or things that were milder on them. So even when I did use washes and I didn't use Johnson, I used them only maybe on like the bum area where there was, you know, excreta and poop with touch and pee. And I just found that a lot of those things, those generic, you can't know what your baby will be comfortable with until they're born and you start using those products. And sometimes you can even use them for a couple of months and there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. And then all of a sudden they start having problems. So for me, buying a lot of baby products in advance, total waste of money. In fact, if I'm honest, I use mostly herbal remedies. So I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, and culturally we have something that we call agbo, and it's like these nice little, they have agbo ilak, which is for babies, and it's, you know, this herbal, it has cleaning properties to it, but it doesn't become foamy. That's what I used for my babies for the first year of their life. They have gorgeous skin, they're fine, they settled into their skin, and they were good. And then there was this palm kernel oil that I got from my lovely mother-in-law. She's from the Delta area. And from Iseluku, it was, oh, that thing was like magic. And that was what I used for them. And it took care of their skin and they were really, really good. So I guess my children are true Africans. They could not tolerate all these preservatives and chemicals. But I'm finding that a lot more moms are complaining about the amount of preservatives and chemicals that they're finding in a lot of the baby products that are available over the shelf. So I definitely suggest and recommend to you, baby products in many ways, for me, are a waste. There are a lot of, if you go online, there are a lot of things you can make using baking soda, using vinegar, heavily diluted, that provide you the same cleansing abilities and are really good for your kids. So please do your homework. If you're using some of these things and your babies are having reactions, find out there may be natural, organic remedies that can, but for me, it was a no-go. It just didn't work. Another thing that I would say was a waste was this bassinet. So you know when you set up a baby's room, there's a cot. Then some of us bought a pack and play. Don't worry, mummies, daddies, you know what this is. Or you don't know, look them up. And then there's like this baby basket. And I'm not talking about the car chair and the stroller. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these ones that all remain in your house. And I remembered, you know, there's this Moses basket that, oh, grandmas dream of seeing their grandchildren in, and they just do that Moses, even that spiritual insinuation that, oh, this baby is like a prophet. First of all, those things are so tiny that your baby can't use it after like a month. And then who wants to be carrying their baby in a basket like that? It's very heavy. I just found, and then the basket also has weights. It was not useful at all. It was lovely. I thank God for the person that helped me buy it. I want to tell you the truth. I returned it and got my money back. Fortunately, I realized very quickly that that thing was not going to help me. And it was just going to take up more room and just be a burden. I carried my babies on my chest and it was useful for me. When they became too heavy, I put them in the car seat, because you're going to get that too. Because you're not going to drive around with your baby. So you're going to get a car seat. So why do you need that Moses basket or bassinet? Then the issue of cots, which is your nice wooden cot, versus pack and play. I'm team pack and play all the way. I heard though recently that the pack and plays are smaller. If you can get a cot size pack and play, a large size pack and play that has the changing, has all those details on it, it will serve you better than a cot. I found that, especially when my kids got older, because I have 3, it was easier for me to just take the pack and play wherever I needed to. If my baby's sleeping over at grandma's house, I have a bed. If I'm going to the office and my child can come with me, which my last born could, I could just pack it up. It was so useful. And I found in their room, from day one, I had a bed for her. So I didn't even bother building a smaller bed and then buying a crib. I didn't need to bother with all that. Although I had a crib, it was a gift, so I accepted it. But it took up a lot of room that was unnecessary because I had the crib, I had the pack and play. And the pack and play, my baby loved it, it was comfortable. I even got a little foam mattress that I put inside the pack and play, and it really, really just served all the purposes. So I would say I felt a cot was not necessary. I know people like it for aesthetic reasons, but why not just have your baby's bed, the little child bed they're going to sleep in, gorgeous, painted in the room, and then you just have the cot there. And when it's time for your child to transition, they're already dreaming of transitioning to their gorgeous little bed. But for me, it was a waste of money. But I don't know, maybe it's different for you. Another waste of money, shoes. Baby shoes. Sorry, the children's feet in the first year of life, they grow at an exponential rate. So I don't say don't buy any shoes, but buy something that can go with every outfit. Your baby is not going to be wearing heels if it's a girl. Buy something that's white, something that's darling, that can go with everything, or maybe, brown, or they have like this little yellowish color. Just buy something that can go with everything. You're gonna buy like 3 or 4 pairs of them, but I just find that most babies don't even like having their feet in tropical environments. Now in the West, where it's cold, if you live in a cold climate, this does not apply to you. Like I said, this was my situation. I was in a tropical environment. It was too hot for my baby to wear shoes. So most of those shoes, even the ones that we got and we bought, I'm going to be honest, the first year of their life, they didn't wear many shoes. My baby started, even when they started learning to walk, they couldn't learn to walk with shoes on because they would topple over. They needed to, get the balance with their toes and their feet. So to be honest, baby shoes, I know they have baby Nikes and they have baby Gucci and they have baby Ferragamo. It's a waste of money. In my view, it is a waste of money. Save that for year 2, year 1, and subsequent years if you really have to do it. If you're doing a photo shoot and you want to put shoes on, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want your baby's toes. They're so cute to show. Then you can buy it specifically for that purpose. But baby shoes, total waste of money from my view. Socks will keep your baby's feet warm. If you're thinking about warmth, baby socks will do the job just as well. Another thing that I wasted a lot of money on were baby toys. I just bought so many. I just had this vision of what my baby's room should look like. And, I wanted soft toys. I wanted educational toys. I wanted musical toys. And the truth is, look, other than a couple of rattles, my children really were not that attached to most of those toys. And I don't know what it is about these toy making companies, but they really gouge you when it comes to the baby toys. Look, get your child 3 toys tops. I'm telling you, a good rattle, a good singing, hard, soft, touching teddy thing, and one other thing. You will be fine. Also, keeping track of that many toys, sanitizing them, keeping them clean. It just became a nerve-wracking concern because I didn't want them to, use something and it gets dirty and then they're going to put it in their mouth. You don't need that many toys. If you feel like doing it for yourself, be aware that you're buying the toys for yourself. And you're allowed to do that. But to be honest, total waste of money from my view. Final point that I wanted to talk about was, so when my child got to a point where they were not only having breast milk, and they were now having semi-solid foods like sweet potato and fruit and all of that. They sell, I won't say the brands, but they sell these blended fruit that you can buy and, give your baby to eat it and all. My opinion was it was not value for money. And I bought quite a few of them for my child, and quite a few of the combinations my child didn't like. I also think quite a few of them, the palette for them, except for there were fruit ones and then there were vegetable ones. Maybe they just want well designed for an African palette. And, you know, they'll say palettes are learned, but I would beg to differ. I suspect that part of it is also, you know, genetic. We pass it down. If mommy was eating pepper in her belly when she was carrying you, you come out liking a certain degree of pepper in your food and certain things. That is my own opinion. It's not medically based. It's not research based. This is merely anecdotal based on Bukola. But I believe that there's certain things, and I don't think my children like the palate of a lot of those vegetable mixes. The fruit ones are simple. It's full of sugar. So once it's sweet, most babies will eat it, which I also have an issue with. But I just found that for me, they were a waste of money. Because if I wanted to give my baby sweet potatoes, I could just boil sweet potatoes. I'd eat some and make sure my baby's was really soft and mushy, and my baby would eat the mushy one. If I wanted my baby to eat carrots, I would make my a little bit spicy carrots, make it soft enough, mash it, my baby would eat the carrots. So I just found that it was like a really big money grab. And, you know, some people will say, well, you know, you're in a hurry, but you pay like $3 for a little jar that once you open, you're actually not supposed to give it to your child again. The baby's not going to be able to feed it. And then sometimes they don't like it. Whereas you can buy a whole bag of carrots for less than that and use it multiple times. I just found that it was a waste of money. It wasn't good value for money. My kids didn't like it. I'm just talking specifically about those soft foods. They liked the cereals, they liked the milks. I definitely think that those are good value for money. But those when you start getting to eating the semi-soft foods, I just think that you should begin to transition your child to eating kind of what you eat, but just not as salty, not as sweet, and not as hard. If you just think about it that way, and you just mash it with your fork or blend it a little bit, your baby is usually pretty good to go. So I've covered a few things, and there's one final thing that you need to consider. And you know what I'm going to say? Smash that like button, and please smash the subscribe and the notifications, and leave some comments. Tell me which one of the things that I shared with you today do you agree with? Or if you disagree, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Tell me what you spent money on, or you would still spend money on for your child. Take care and bye for now.